What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, host of the Philly Talk podcast, but this is not what we're here for. It's Go Talk, the podcast. Been a little bit since we've been here, but Philly Mike, LB, how you feeling today on this
What up?
Saturday?
What up? I cannot complain, man. All things are trending in the right direction for the Philadelphia Eagles. We got a lot to catch up on, a lot to talk about. Let's get it. But without further ado, this video was brought to you by Big Print Champs. I'm just happy I can say that on Go Talk now. You know what I mean? Y'all see Philly Mike with the Bulldogs, Eagles tee, fire jumping out the gym. Y'all know the him collection is live as well. Money is nice, championships are better. You can find both of those on our respective pages via the Print Champs. So tap in.
Facts. Print Champs. I've been slacking. It's been a long. I should have been there, but hey, LB, I appreciate you putting me on with them. They do great work. And like I said, people, hey, I'm about to get my stuff on Tuesday. The idea just came out on Wednesday. You know what I mean? So this is good stuff. But let's talk about some of these Georgia Bulldogs. Let's talk about what Jalen Hurts allowed this Eagles team to do, not just this year, but next 4 years, and how great this window is. Don't let nobody in the NFL fan base tell you that anything wrong. They can't really say anything. We're coming off a Super Bowl. We had one of the top 5 drafts in the NFL. Jalen Hurts is the top paid guy, but if you look at the cap hit in the next 4 years, which that's what really matters. The next 20 years matter, but the next 4 after the Super Bowl window is what really matters. How can you be mad at this?
You can't be mad at it. And then when you really look at the cap hit that he's taken over the next 4 years, it screams team-friendly numbers. You know what I mean? Those are some team-friendly numbers. This is a guy who is strictly for the team and just wants to win. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to be the reason why talent stops coming into the door. And theoretically, this is a crazy thing about Jalen Hurts' contract. He could have got those big chunks up front in those first 4 years, and we still would have had Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith in the draft that we had. You know what I mean? And he still would have been paid. So Jalen Hurts, his contract has been structured in a way that we can still have a revolving door of talent with the multitude of draft picks and things that we got coming down to the pipe. So you know what I mean? Jalen Hurts did his job. He was rewarded with a big contract. Howie Roseman did his job. You know what I'm saying? Some of these rookies were rewarded with some nice, awesome numbers that we're going to see in some jerseys on the stands. And I just can't wait, man, to get it popping.
Yeah, like you said, the Nolan Smith, the Jalen Carter, these guys were freebies for the next couple years because they're rookies. However, we also could look at a bigger move coming in. I think that, the one spot we all feel could be upgraded is linebacker. I'm not saying it's bad because I believe 100% that's why he's also in the t-shirt in Nikobe Dean. But Nicholas Morrow, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt for sure. But who's really behind that? What happens if an injury happens? I think that is still one of the positions that we could focus on. And because of Jalen Hurts' contract, if we needed to go out there and try to entice a Patrick Queen and Isaiah Simmons, it's available. It's on the table because of Hurts.
It is on the table. This is the thing about the linebacking position. I'm okay with Morrow being on the roster. I think he should definitely make the roster, but he can't be the only competition. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about that. I think you got to bring somebody else in for some competition to challenge so we can, have a healthy dynamic there in the linebacker room. Because like you said, if he gets hurt, we're looking to the left and to the right. But also when you look at the free agents that's available for linebacker, I think I seen Jalen Smith buns. There's a bunch of buns out there that's available. So we would have to pursue, upgrade via trade, being as though we didn't draft anything. But then I look at the number 30th pick in the draft. I look at Nolan Smith and I'm like, what position can't he play? Just freakish athleticism. You know what I mean? We got the luxury of putting him with his hand in the dirt or having him stand up at linebacker. I think he's that type of player. But, the numbers weren't crazy out of college in terms of Nolan Smith with his hand in the dirt and rushing off the edge. But he's just effective. I think he could play any position on defense. I saw some Roz report or something like that, and I think if he was a wide receiver, he would have been the most athletic wide receiver coming out of the draft in the last 36 years.
He is a freak. I love his mindset. He straight told Howie on the phone, and he told Nick, "You ain't getting a soft player." He's like, "You drafted me because you want to win." So I love that dog mentality. And again, both links will be in the description for this channel. For them shirts on Print Champs, but he is literally the definition of dog mentality. I like what he said at his press conference too. He's like, they try to ask him, how do you feel about your size being criticized, blah, blah. He said, only God can judge me. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, he's playing.
That's real rap.
And man, Nolan's a dog for real. If you had to pick, right, Isaiah Simmons, Patrick Queen, then we're going to talk a little bit about Dan Arnold, the new tight end. But who would you pick? Just real quick, I don't got the exact numbers, but I did look at their stats before we came on here because I did a video about him. I think Patrick Queen had 117 tackles. Isaiah Simmons had 99 tackles. Patrick Queen had 5 sacks. Isaiah Simmons had 4 sacks. Or vice versa. And they both have 2 interceptions. One had 7 pass deflections. The other one had 2, but they're both similar. But watching their game, who fits better with Nikobe Dean? Do you think
they both had over 7 pass deflections or over 5? Both of them
over 5. Both had 2 interceptions. Both had 4 or 5 sacks and about 15 tackles or 18 tackles off each other.
I probably would go Patrick Queen. I think Patrick Queen might be a little better in coverage, and I think that's what this defense calls for. You know what I mean? I'm not too familiar on what Isaiah Simmons did in coverage, but I know Patrick Queen can play a little bit of coverage, and I think he would be a better fit for to play side by side with Nikobe Dean. I also think he could blitz a little better than Isaiah Simmons, but you can't go wrong with either one of those guys. Those guys are really, really young and still in their prime, or I think Isaiah Simmons really hasn't even peaked to what people thought he could possibly be. So, but Patrick Queen, you know, coming from an aggressive defense over there in Baltimore, I think I would be leaning towards that one more.
Yeah, I think it's a toss up. I think in our system, because I do think that we want to play. I would love to see Nikobe Dean in the at the mic position in the middle, right? Forget what you say size. You think he's going to be just in the right shape coming into this year, and he's see ball, get ball. He knows how to get right between the tackles and make that hit. I'll probably lean a little bit toward Isaiah Simmons. Again, I don't think you can go wrong with either one.
Right,
I just think that Isaiah Simmons really has some untapped potential. I loved him coming out. I think he was a top 6 pick. But the Cardinals, you know, that's not just from coaching staff to organizational decisions. They just haven't been able to really get the best of anybody. So I think that what we've seen from Patrick Queen is more of who he's going to be, because I think Baltimore has a great coaching staff and a culture. So how he is I think that's who he's going to be going forward. He's still young, can grow, but I think Isaiah Simmons was mishandled big time. And so seeing flashes from a mishandled organization standpoint, I think there's even a bigger potential for Isaiah Simmons.
Oh, see, okay, I see where you're going. You think it's some untapped potential there, and that very well can be the case. That's why I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles should have done their due diligence and threw Nikobe Dean into the fire a little more last year. You know what I mean? We should have put him out there because we knew that this day was going to come. We had a bunch of dudes on 1-year deals, and now we're just like ripping the plastic off Nikobe Dean for real. Should have threw him into the fire. You know what I mean? It wouldn't have made a difference. You still would have won the NFC. You know what I mean? The team was good regardless. So you should have put Nikobe out there surrounded by all those talented players. But, you know, we had to see. And I don't think Nikobe Dean's size is going to be an issue. I think he might have got faster. He might have got bigger. You know what I mean? He's still, you know, learning the game. So I'm excited for this season for Nikobe Dean. I got really high hopes. And him being the mic, it's only right.
Yeah. I mean, he's the commander of the ship with Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. He could command this ship, I believe, for sure. Shout out to Carlos V with the $5 super chat. He said, "What up, LB and Philly Mike? Question: why is it that media keeps saying the Birds don't have a D even after the draft? They keep saying the Cowgirls are better."
Who said that?
That's what I want to know. I need to know what media outlet said that. I do think that the Eagles are getting respect from the media so far. Again, all season's hard. I don't really watch the rah-rah shows during the season, let alone I really don't watch them outside of the season, you know. But don't let nobody.
I will say this, right? I will say this if we're being honest. So if you're being honest, the Dallas Cowboys don't really have major holes to fill. You know what I mean? When we talk about the Philadelphia Eagles defense, like we just have groups that are just better than the Cowboys by far. Like our D-line group is just by far better. You know what I mean? And it just creates havoc. But then when you go to linebacking group, we're talking about possibly need another linebacker. The Dallas Cowboys probably don't have to have that discussion. You know what I mean? They probably set there. The Dallas Cowboys are pretty set at cornerback as well. And they might have a better safety room than us right now. Ours is a bit unproven. So, I mean, defense could be a little tighter, a little tighter than I would like. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I still think overall our defense is better.
Correct. And the Cowboys defense is pretty good. It's top 10ish in the league. I don't know. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty to where they exactly are, but I'm still worried about that Dak Prescott offense. And again, until they prove it, they got to show us. Right now, we're sitting on top of the division. Everybody says the NFC East don't repeat, blah, blah, blah. That is true. But Jalen Hurts wasn't here for the early 2000s and the middle 2000s. He's a different guy. And losing the Super Bowl for the right people on this team, the main core that came back, losing the Super Bowl is a fire that these guys are going to really take in. And I just can't wait to see, because there is a narrative out there, and it's true for a lot of teams, even our 17 team. Coming off a Super Bowl loss, that team always wants to get right back, and it's not easy to do. However, the core guys we brought back, the new guys we just added, you don't see that normally on a team that just lost a Super Bowl too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. You know, and that's a testament to Howie Roseman, man. We always have to give Howie Roseman his respect, because to have a top 10 pick after just coming from a Super Bowl trip is ridiculous in itself. I mean, the defensive rotation up front should be just dominant. You know what I mean? Yes, it's going to take Jalen Carter to get a little acclimated to the game. This is the NFL now. It's going to take Nolan Smith to get acclimated as well. But I'm looking forward to seeing how Jordan Davis responds immediately, because Jordan Davis, in a sense, is Javon Reddick off the back. Hargrave off the back. That's the role you're going to have to fill. You know what I mean? And Hargrave was really, really productive there last year. So I want to see if Jordan Davis, got some fire in him, because we did draft another D tackle. You know what I mean? Who actually is a better prospect coming out of college than Jordan Davis was, and Jalen Carter. So I think this should light a fire under Jordan Davis as well. Yeah, we on the same team, but you know what I mean? But we want defensive tackle. Yeah, we want defensive tackle. Right. We want defensive tackle 2 years in a row. You know what I mean? And this reminds me of when the Philadelphia Eagles had to keep going wide receiver because Jalen Reagor wasn't, panning out. We drafted Jalen Reagor. Then next year we had to go get Smitty. You know what I mean?
It better not be a Jordan Davis better not be the Jalen Reagor thing. Though.
Exactly. So, you know what I mean? I need both of those dudes to be productive, and I think they will.
Yeah.
This is a crazy misconception. I want to get your take on this. A lot of people's notion right now, and it's mainly the ops who got nothing to live for. They ain't been nowhere in 28 years. But a lot of these people's notion is this, that Nikobe Dean and Jordan Davis were not productive last year. You know what I mean? It's so misled and so misconstrued. They fail to realize that Nikobe Dean was never going to start over TJ Edwards and Kaiser White, both on 1-year deals. You know what I mean? And Jordan Davis, what the hell was going to happen with him, with Fletcher and Hargrave playing the way that they played? Then you bring in Sue and Joseph, and he missed some time with the injury. So now we really get to see what these guys are made of. They had the luxury of sitting back and learning the game, you know what I mean, while some great players were in front of them and going to the Super Bowl. So I'm not worried about it, man. How you feel about people saying that, we didn't see nothing from them, they barely played and all of this?
Well, Jordan Davis did play, and he was in a nice rotation, and he was playing very well before the injury. And a high ankle sprain on that type of player is, a bad injury. If it's on this player, that player, they can shake it off. But a guy who's the heaviest dude in the game almost, you know what I mean? Is not going to come back as quick and as right. Now, once he came back, we had a nice rotation, and so his playing time went down. Cool. Aaron Rodgers was drafted and didn't play for 3 years. You know what I mean? And he's one of the best quarterbacks ever. But what I saw from Jordan Davis at playing the nose, stopping the run, doing what we drafted him for, he did at a great level. Now, does he need to stay on the field more? Can he stay on the field more? We're going to find out. I believe so. And shout out, when 500 was on here, he texted me while we were on here and said, look at this picture of Jordan Davis. And he looking extra thin. Not like super thin, because he just can't be super thin, but he looks right. Now he's just chilling with Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. We'll see. He looks right. But Jordan Davis was doing exactly what he was drafted for in the beginning before he got hurt. Now, Nikobe Dean, whether he's a stud or not, we'll find out. I believe so. TJ Edwards been on the roster for like 4 years waiting for the starting job. He's gotten better every year. He deserved it. And Chicago showed by giving him a 3-year, $21 million deal that he's good. Kaiser White got picked up right away too. So guys who were on their last year of the deal, who proved it and are getting paid more money, while you do have that pec problem with Nikobe Dean early in the season, why force the issue? You know what I'm saying? So I think Nikobe Dean, in very small sample size, right? In the Titans game, in the one of the Giants game, when we were molly-whopping teams, he came in. And the crazy thing is, when he came in, we only got to see a little, but the little we saw was like, oh man. I think Gate City said it on one of his videos. Nikobe Dean average yards allowed while he was on the field was -2. -2. Now, again, it's a small sample size. That's why it's -2, because he probably only played, 80 snaps in the whole season. You know what I mean? That being said, -2.
That's a lot of snaps.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a lot of snaps for -2. Right.
It might be less than that, though, but -2 is -2.
But I think it was the Titans game. I think he had like 6 tackles in 4 minutes.
Correct.
It was ridiculous. You know what I mean? In the Titans game,
one hand. That was one of them negative tackle or -1. One hand.
You know what I mean? So he's definitely a dog. You know what I mean? I can't wait to see a full game of Nikobe Dean, man. He's one of the guys that I'm going to be watching out for, heavily during the season, man.
Yeah, and that's why, I don't want to keep talking about this, but, the reason I put, and I was confident, because I'm confident in this draft. I do like Ringo. I do think that it's going to be a little bit before we get to see really what he's about, because of the luxury we have at corner, Slay and Bradbury for multiple years. But you don't find a guy who's 6'2", 207 that can run a 4.3. You just don't really, 6'2", 207, 4.3 at that position. So his change of direction needs to get better. But there's a possibility he might be able to play safety in the league, right? Eagles draft Jalen Mills at corner, at safety, play him at corner. Why not do the vice versa? So we'll see where that goes. But I believe in them. And I put Nikobe Dean and Jordan Davis on that shirt because, to me, they didn't play that much because of the situation. But it's like, instead of having 3 rookies this year, it's like, I do think that you're going to look at these guys and say, wow, that 1 year red shirt, whatever you want to call it, was important.
Would you did Ringo play any safety in college?
No, I wouldn't.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him there. I'm just saying, there was reports from some draft analysts saying that his game can transition to a safety. He's a ball hawk. He plays physical. His change of direction is a little rough. So little certain quick, twitchy receivers might get him. But sitting behind Slay and Bradbury, you couldn't ask for a better group to learn from and just and study. And again, Vontae Maddox played a little safety. So I don't think it's something that the Eagles drafted him to be, but who knows how things triculate throughout the season, an injury here, injury there, try something over here, and it might work for Ringo. But I do love the prospect, and I do think he has so much upside. And don't forget Greedy Williams. We got that Eli Rick. So I like the youth behind the older guys at corner. But what's your take on that? We did get a new player on the Eagles not too long ago, Dan Arnold. What is your take on him? Where does he fit in the tight end room in your mind? And just give me your thoughts on that sign.
I think Dan Arnold actually gives us the depth we need at tight end. Remember when Zach Ertz. Remember when Dallas Goedert went out against the Washington Commanders? The tight end was just non-existent after that for a few weeks. Nobody could really get off and nobody could help. We were missing that tight end screen. We almost had to change the offense. Dan Arnold, a lot of people might not like this, might not agree with it. Dan Arnold is a former wide receiver, and Dan Arnold can stretch the field better than Dallas Goedert. I mean, it don't mean he's better than Dallas Goedert, but Dan Arnold is faster than Dallas Goedert. That's just the facts. And with that type of speed busting through the seams, when Dallas Goedert taking the break, that's almost like having another wide receiver out there. He could catch, he could run pretty decent routes. He can't block better than Goddard. He ain't more physical than Dallas Goedert. But Dan Goedert and the tight end screen and the way we like to play, giving him some of those reps that Dallas Goedert get, is going to be dangerous. I think Dan Arnold is going to be a surprise key piece to the Philadelphia Eagles offense. I think it's going to be Dan Arnold.
Yeah, I did like Dan Arnold. I know he caught a couple big ones on us throughout his time. I thought he played really well with the Saints. When he went to the Cardinals, I kind of lost track of him. I don't know what really went on there, injury or not. But when he first got to the Jags, prior to them signing Evan Ingram, he came there in the middle of the year and led their team in yards. So he definitely has big play opportunity. Again, overall, he's not Goddard, and I don't think any of our minds, definitely not mine. Dan Arnold, can he beat out Calcaterra? Can he beat out Jack Stahl? Can he beat out the guy who's never been able to stay healthy, Tyree Jackson. The one guy I am curious about, and I do want to see the Eagles kind of give. I don't want him to fall to the wayside, is Grant Calcaterra, because he had a 40-yard catch in this season as a rookie. Remember that 40-yard catch? I forgot who it was against.
I think it was Washington. I think we was at that game.
Yeah.
It was the first play out of halftime. We was at that game.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I forgot. Nah, but I'm just kidding. So, you know, he's probably not nowhere near a blocker of Dan Arnold, right? But he did have some big play opportunity. He was really good in college. The problem of him is he was that guy who got multiple concussions and thought about retiring after college. So as long as that don't happen, I will love to see that battle. Arnold versus Calcaterra. I think as a total package, Arnold gets the nod right now, but I do love Calcaterra as a playmaker.
I think it's easy, man. I think Arnold is the tight end too. You know what I mean? I think it's easy, man. You know, he got the most experience. You know what I mean? He's caught touchdown passes. He's been effective in multiple offenses. Grant Calcaterra, I mean, if he would have showed us what we wanted to see from him, we would have seen it when Goddard was out. You know what I mean? We completely didn't throw to tight ends when Dallas Goedert was out for a few weeks, and we had to find other ways to have to win without a key piece in the game. But Agent Zero, bro, the running back room, DeAndre Swift takes number 0.
That's fire.
And that is fire. That's fire, because I didn't even think of him when I was thinking about who should get it. You know, obviously he just got here, but you know, that's fire, and I think that's actually the right decision. Are you pleased with the running back room? Yeah. How do you feel about the running back room right now?
I love it. Now, again, he's a guy who got to stay healthy too. You got Penny upside, got to stay healthy. Swift upside, the most upside, got to stay healthy. But Kenny G is still a solid piece, and the Eagles really felt comfortable with Kenny G being the guy. In key situations last year, he got meaningful snaps and meaningful rushes over Miles Sanders, our Pro Bowl running back, right? So we still got Kenny G. You got guys who can be tremendous behind this offensive line with this offense, catching out the backfield. Agent Zero leading that group. Just got to stay healthy. But when I saw that Agent Zero, I really do think that now there were some whispers about an extension for Swift. I think he's going to try to play this season out and see what he can get and blah, blah, blah. If he plays really great, then I guess he's going to leave the Eagles. But still, something wants me to go cop that 0 jersey, even if he's here for a year, just because how fire that is.
Fact. You know what? Honestly, man, I would extend him right now. I know I would extend him right now, not because he's 0, but he is going to cook this year. It's almost like it's how can he not? He's going to cook this year, and this is the best running back room we've had since the Super Bowl season with Jay Ajayi and Blunt. Now, when you bring in a DeAndre Swift, you almost let me know immediately that there, thank God, are going to be some outlet passes to the running backs for Jalen Hurts, which we didn't have last year. A lot of people, Shane Steichen, a lot of people giving Shane Steichen a lot of virtual neck. Jalen Hurts saved Shane Steichen's skin multiple times with free rushers running after him. Yep. I think that Brian Johnson notices that. He was a quarterback himself. He's known Jalen Hurts since he was 4 years old, and we're going to use DeAndre Swift to catch the ball. If you don't use him like that, you shouldn't have got him, because that's what he does. He's a dual threat running back who's very explosive when running the ball and catching and running after catching the ball. So, yeah, man, I think that DeAndre Swift is going to – a lot of the league going to have to hush up. He back home in Philly. He from Philly, playing with a bunch of Georgia Bulldogs, played at Georgia. It just seems so perfect that he's going to have a 1,000-yard season behind this line.
The only way he doesn't do that is if health comes into play. Right. Which, again, if you got Rashad Penny, snap. If Rashad Penny's running the ball a little bit, Kenny G's running the ball a little bit, and Swift, you take off the heavy load of every one, but you get the specialties of each one. You know, Rashad Penny ripping off a home run, you know, Kenny G doing something special. And then again, every year that Swift played before he got hurt, he was always up there with the Christian McCaffreys and the Alvin Kamaras as it pertains to receiving yards for running backs. He's always up there, top 3 every year before he gets hurt. And he torched us week 1. Right. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. He was healthy. My guy, Bird Gang 336. Thank you for the $4.99. He said, "What up, fellas? Get them likes up. Ski Mask, how we did it again. Ski Mask. That's what he do, man. That's what he do.
Did it again.
Yes, sir.
you know, the way it happened on that day 3-2, right? It's a little slower, blah, blah, blah. We know that these guys, where our picks was. I did like that we traded up for Ringo. And I kind of called that. Well, I didn't call we would do that, but I said, I woke up in the morning. The draft started at 12 on Saturday. And I woke up and I was like, out of Tommy, a Warway and Keel Ringo is on the board. I got to make sure I say that first name right because people be killing me. But
where did he go?
Huh?
At a Borway. Where did he go?
I don't even know. Somebody in the comment section let us know. But I said, if these two are on the board, when the Eagles pick, they're taking one of them. But I was like, I'm surprised they're on the board at this time. This was before the draft started. And we didn't pick until 188. I said, there's no way they're going to be on there with us. Then I heard that how he moves up to 105. I said, oh, we're getting one of them. And it was Ringo. And I was like, as soon as Ringo was drafted, I was like, we got to get the Philly Dogs.
Yeah, we got to get the Philly Dog shirt done. Yo, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. How he really showed out, man. But, to caveat back to running backs real quick, where does this leave Boston Scott in your opinion? I would love to see Boston Scott take Covey's job. Please, Boston Scott, take Covey's job. You know what I mean? We're in desperate need of an experienced runner to, return kicks, punt and kicks for the Philadelphia Eagles. And, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Rashard Penny or Swift could be banged up and got to sit a game or two out. So then you got Boston Scott fresh because all he's doing is returning kicks. That's the move that needs to happen if this Philadelphia Eagles team wants to continue to put the offense and Jalen Hurts in favorable field position. Because now it's tape on how we like to run the offense.
Facts. And the crazy thing is, I think right now, I don't know who the Eagles are going to favor over Rashad Penny or Kenny G. But to me, how he makes this move and he wants Swift to be RB1. I think everybody agrees with that, right? All that being said, Boston Scott makes the most money in that room, and he's number 4.
That's crazy. But he's damn near, in a way, invaluable to what we do, though.
Oh,
you know what I mean? He's
Scott.
very.
We'll
that's
never
what I'm saying.
Let him go. He's going to be an Eagle until he stops playing.
That's what I'm saying. He's very, very valuable to what we do. Now, I think Gainwell deserves RB1 carries to start this thing off until you bring the other guys along. I think Gainwell deserves that, bro. The way he played in the playoffs, Swift don't. How many yards Swift got in the playoffs? 0 in his career. Gainwell turned out a 100-yard game. So I like how Gainwell came on. Gainwell let us know that we don't need to pay Miles Sanders. He let us know that in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think Gainwell, to start the season, I would give Gainwell some of those first reps to start the game. Now, that don't mean he need to have the most reps on the team, but you know what I mean? To start, I would give it to Gainwell. You know what I mean? But I think it's going to be Swift out there first with a dark visor on in the 0. That shit going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Is this a better outcome, though? Is this a better outcome than Bijan? You got Swift, Jalen Carter, and Nolan Smith. Is this a better outcome for you?
Yes.
It is. I agree.
Listen, again, the main reason I started being more on the Bijan side was because I honestly didn't think – I started to think more that Carter wasn't falling. Man, we were live together. When Seattle broke the thing, we were all lit. Like, when Seattle did what they did, we were like, so you're telling me there's a chance. You know what I mean? It was listen, we forgot about – we were shocked that Bijan went to Atlanta because Atlanta's Atlanta. But as soon as Seattle took Witherspoon over Carter, that is what – all 4 of us were locked on. Me, you, Fresh, and Gate, we were locked on Jalen Carter.
Yeah, it had to be done. And a lot of people like to give Seattle flack for that. They had a solid draft. You know what I mean? Witherspoon was the best corner in the draft. JSN was the best wide receiver in the draft. You know what I mean? But they ain't the only ones that passed on Carter. If I was the Bears, I would have picked Jalen Carter. They tripping. They tripping. What did they do? They do again?
They traded back with us.
Oh, they got the offensive tackle?
Yeah.
Yeah, they tripping though. I would have definitely got Jalen Carter. That don't make no sense because they could go BPA all day. You know what I mean? And get some pieces to help that team out. But it worked out in our favor, man. I tried to tell people multiple times that knowing your general manager is key. Howie Roseman is never going to draft a running back that high in the draft. It just doesn't make sense. It's just not good business. It's not good business. Who you rather be paying $21 million a year, $21 million guaranteed over 4 years to? A defensive tackle or a running back?
True.
He would have been making more than every running back on the roster.
It's not hard to do. I got $2 million. But yeah, I hear you on that. And the thing is, though, the Eagles played by committee. But look, I do still think there was a possibility that Howie would have broke the chain of command. But we didn't even have to face that news because he was going by the Atlanta Falcons at 8. But real quick, shout out to D Dragon with the $5 super chat. I like Swift with that number 0. But what if he leaves next year? That's the one hesitation I have about buying one. And that is a possibility because if he comes in and has a 1,300-yard season, which can happen, we just talked about, he's got his best offensive line. He's never had this many skilled. First of all, say what you want about other quarterbacks. The running back on a team with Jalen Hurts has the best luxury because Jalen Hurts be freezing them linebackers, right? So he got Jalen Hurts freezing the linebackers. He got the best O-line in the game. Now, the Lions O-line was pretty good, but he got the best O-line in the game, and he got skill positions taking defenses attention so he could slip out with some mismatches. He should have an incredible year, but which would lead to somebody else paying him. But man, that 0 still makes me want to say
that's what I'm saying.
For a 1-year rental.
And we cannot sleep on Rashard Penny. He is proven. The only thing that has slowed Rashard Penny down has been injuries, the same as DeAndre Swift. If I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, like I said, I would extend Swift right now while it's cheap.
Yeah, well,
I would extend it right now while it's cheap.
I think we tried to. Swift was like, nah, bro, let me wait. I've been seeing these 1-year deals and Philly guys get paid after that, so I'm going to chill for a little bit, you know what I
mean? Right. That's smart on his behalf.
Yeah, and I ain't mad at it, but he a Philly guy, so if it did come push a sub where a little money here, a little money there, I think he really would because, well, I don't know, man, money talks for real though. So don't trip with the $20 banger. He said, yes, Philly dogs run faster.
Facts.
Ski Mask Howie, get the merch. Lock in to Print Champ Swift about to get active. And to be honest, I think Smitty will have more yards than AJ, not touchdowns, but more yards.
It's definitely a possibility, man. Listen, it's a luxury playing side by side, with another great wide receiver. So I expect that to go back and forth the next couple of years. Who's going to have the most yards?
Yes, we saw throughout the season. Okay, this is Devontae's game. Okay, this AJ game. Okay, they both eating today when Jalen's thrown for damn near 400 against the Tennessee Titans. That being said, I do always think AJ's going to notch out more touchdowns because AJ's that he's a beast. He's always getting he's always had 7+ touchdowns every season. This year he had what? 11?
Yeah.
So
the career high.
I always give him the touchdowns over Devontae, but the yardage, the Slim Reaper's just getting started.
Facts.
Just getting started. And again, the prime of wide receivers are around AJ Brown's age now is when he is his prime years. I said it when we got him. That's cool. We know what AJ Brown did with the Tennessee Titans, and that's who we're getting. But I didn't think we were even getting that. I think we were getting something much more better for the simple fact that I think our team's better. That's one. But two, that 24 to 27 or 25 to 28, that is the range where wide receivers, not all, there's Justin Jeffersons out there who are balling at 22, but that's that age where you start really becoming in. All the tricks of the trade. Right. I saw Smitty on Big Place podcast. They got to be quiet a little bit over there because they giving out secrets of what they be doing to DBs with their hands and shit. I'm like, yo, let's knock it off. Stop telling them, you know what I mean? It worked. It works. Don't be giving out your secrets. And AJ told Devontae that, and he said it worked. He used it a lot this year, and it paid dividends throughout the season. So again, that 25, 26-year-old age is when you start to know the little ins and outs more. And again, 2 dogs on the outside for real.
Right. Smitty, he 23?
Yeah, something like that.
That's what I'm saying, man. We set up good. It kind of when AJ got here, it automatically reminded me of T.O. I think T.O. was a little older for sure than I think he was a little older than AJ, but I feel like T.O. still had another gear he could get to, and he definitely hit that second gear when he got to the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm excited to have them guys for years to come, man. I think AJ gonna lead it in receiving yards and touchdowns again because AJ could take a slant 90 yards. You know what I mean? So, AJ don't need the volume of catches. You know what I mean? Another wild debate right now was when AJ Brown was explaining to people to please stop comparing me to CeeDee Lamb because that man is a slot receiver and I play on the outside. It's different. It's levels. You know what I mean? AJ Brown is a testament of that. You know what I mean? Didn't even have 100 receptions, and he got more yards than guys that get the ball 100 times like CeeDee Lamb.
Less targets, less receptions, more touchdowns, more yards. That speaks volumes. Right. Shout out to M. Earl with the $5 super chat. He said Keely. That's it. Now I got it. Thank you for. I will never mess that up because I always put the N. I put Keelan or Keely. Oh. I forgot what I said. Keely Ringo. He said I think he could develop into a Brandon Brower type corner. And in his prime, Brandon Brown was good. Now, he had some bad years on the end. I think the bigger physical corners, you got to – the end of their time in the NFL is always a little rough. Like, Slay's older, but he's a speedy guy, right? Bradbury's older, but he can play he can play zone really good as well, too. But when you're, like, a physical guy, like, I mean, Richard Sherman played good into the very end too. So maybe I'm.
I think you know. I really think Eli Ricks got the most. I think got more upside than Keely. I think Eli Ricks has more upside than Keely Ringo.
I think I think he's more ready to go now. But I think the upside on Ringo is incredible because you don't see a physical guy run 4.3. Like imagine. Like, first of all, he works out with Richard Sherman a lot, right? He is the same body of Richard Sherman, long. 6'2", 207 pounds, physical guy, but he runs like Darius Slay.
He need to play safety, bro. He need to play safety. Like when I asked you that, I was like, I wasn't against it. I'm like, has he played in college? Because I want him to play safety because he got the body type for it. You know what I mean? I really want him to play safety. Listen, there's room on the roster for somebody not gonna make it. Let's be clear about that. It's a lot of we ain't never been this deep at cornerback, yo. Never been this deep at cornerback. Greedy Williams' job is not secure. That job ain't secure, bro. If Keely come out here and show something, Greedy could be in trouble.
Facts. And like you said, Eli Ricks, like, again, if you type in, like, I'm not saying just because outlets say one thing, like if a Draft Network TV says this, and I don't mean it's concrete evidence. Everything changes. However, you go to USA Today, go to Draft Network, go to Google this, go to that, and it says Eli Ricks was projected to be a day 2 pick. Mm-hmm. He got arrested. There's some off-field stuff. He's banged up. He slipped. Yeah, he slipped. I mean, undrafted though. It's crazy.
He slipped, and it's a lot of people with some off-field issues that we took a chance on this year in this draft as well. Let's be clear about that. Keely Ringo, not really off-the-field issues, but a lot of people question his motor, character issues, if you will. Jalen Carter, some off-field stuff. Eli Ricks, some off-field stuff. We usually don't do stuff like this, but you know what I mean? Those off-field issues and the way people perceive some of these guys could be the motor that they need to wake them up. You know what I mean? We talk about the way that Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni went to bat immediately when Jalen Carter was drafted. When one of the reporters asked a wild question, they're going to keep doing it. How's his conditioning? They just asked Sirianni that the other day. Nothing wrong with the conditioning. You know what I mean? Even if it's something wrong with it, we're going to talk to him in-house. We're not going to blast him in front of y'all, so you can just stop asking them dumb questions. We ain't that organization. We ain't like them other dudes over there. Then Jerry Jones would just say, our problem is coaching. While Mike McCarthy sitting right next to him. You know what I mean? We don't do that. We keep the business in-house. You know what I mean?
Yo, Jerry's still Mike McCarthy a puppet. Like Jerry Jones is.
Of course.
That was I love it though. Real quick though, shout out to the Green Wingman. Been rocking with the channel since I had like 150 subscribers. That's just because of the name and the profile pic. It just stuck with me, and he was been rocking. There's been times when I was doing streams, there'd be like 8 people. He'd be one of them guys, and I'm like, yes. Shout out to you, bro, with the $20 banger. He said you said that the Bears were crazy to pass up on Carter. However, Shawtown is a young team that doesn't have the foundation or veteranship to take on Carter's character issues the way that the Eagles have. I
agree with that.
Again,
I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly because when you bring Carter to the Philadelphia Eagles, what does he have? The first thing, familiar faces, so he feels comfortable. You got Jordan Davis, you got Nikobe Dean, you got Nolan Smith. You know what I mean? And then outside of the familiar faces, you got solid veterans like Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham.
Yeah,
Super Bowl winning veterans. You know what I mean? Pro Bowls, guys with all pros. You know what I mean? You got real Josh Sweat. Even you could throw him in the mix. You got you have a staple of leadership that can help wrangle you in and help tell you the ins and outs. You know what I mean? Despite the guys that you're already familiar with. So, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I said that in a video not too long ago that this probably was the best spot for him because of the familiarity that's already in place.
Correct. And then again, you want your leader of your football club to be your quarterback. And, I'm not trying to say Justin Fields I don't really know Justin Fields, but I know he's not as, steady level headed as Jalen Hurts, right? I'm not trying to say that he's not working hard because I do think Fields cares and he's going to be a heck of a player too. But so many facts in this $20 super chat. Again, facts. I believe in Jalen Carter, the person. I loved how Nolan Smith said, I don't even call him Jalen. I call him JC, but you're right, man. This was the best place because of the familiar faces. And also because we're a classy organization and Nick Sirianni, call it corny, call the flower stuff corny, but his rule about connection, shooting hoops and doing that extra stuff, like the bonding is real on this team, from Jalen Hurts to Nick Sirianni, you've seen how Howie and Nick was poo-pooing on Rube, right?
Right.
He came right at him. We both got blocked.
Yeah, Rube blocked me on Twitter, but you know what I mean? Like, so this is the thing that I have with issues like that. So I'm from the inner city, you know what I mean? I'm from the hood, quote unquote. That's just where I'm from. And these guys get judged based on where they from or mistakes they made all the time. It's a 19-year-old kid, bruh. What, he 19 or 20 or something like that?
He young.
Bruh, it don't matter how damn big he is. That's still a kid. He ain't all the way there mentally. You know what I mean? He made a mistake. So there's no need to, go as far as the media goes sometimes on kids that make mistakes. I got kids too that make mistakes all the time. On the other side of the studio, somebody took a blue crayon and just walked with it. It's everywhere. They just dragged it all over the wall back here. I just looked at it and shook my head because that probably wasn't a mistake. But kids make mistakes.
Hell yeah. Yo, it's always the worst when you just run into that wall that got color on it, and then you just look at them, they looking at you all innocent with the crayon, and you like, you know what you did. Don't act like you don't
know exactly what you did. You know what I mean? It's no crayons in here no more. This is what I did now. I got sidewalk chalk. If you want to color on something, you can color on a sidewalk. And then the rain going to erase it. Yeah. I got a sidewalk chalk, man. Go in the driveway or something. No more in the house.
Facts. Shout out to Desmond P with the $5 super chat. Giants fan, but he always keeps it real. We got a common enemy right now. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I call the Cowboys the Dallas Cryboys. They've been crying since 1990.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, I got a little irritated today because I saw too many Cowboy people posting like stupid stuff about our Super Bowl. So, I was like, I was trying to keep it nice, even keel today, but let me go at him for a little bit. Stop talking about I'm saying, like the Super Bowl.
Stop talking about things you can't do. Stop talking about it. Do I talk about taking Rihanna out on dates? I can't do that. So that would be stupid. Stop talking about the Super Bowl. Stop it. You know what I mean? It's irritating. Y'all don't go to those type of events. Y'all don't do that. Exactly. Y'all home. Y'all firing up the Xbox around that time of the year. Get out of here, man. I'm not paying them no more mind.
Yeah, I hear that for sure. Again, I think that this time of the year is going to be a little rough going forward, right? Rookie minicamp has started, right? We'll see that. Hopefully we can get some stuff as it pertains to a little 11-on-11 look. But the training camp battles don't really happen at rookie mini camps because, you don't really draft the same positions at rookie. Now there is some stuff that you can look at. But man, I think once that August and training camp comes, I think there's a lot of tough battles. As you said, we're deep at corner. The safety position is unknown, but listen, Reed Blankenship, he started last year a couple times. Sidney Brown, they talked about that. He was asked, and I like his response because he pretty much said, yeah, there might be a spot to start, but right now I'm worried about being the best who I can be. But if you had to say now, and this is a very early May-ish prediction, if you look at the safety position, right, we're not going to add Ringo in it now because who knows if it ever will happen, right? But right now you look at Reed Blankenship, Terrell Edmonds, Sidney Brown, your boy Kavon Wallace, Who do you think? It's early because we'll hear more and we'll see more when we can get a better educated guess. But if you had to say right now, who do you got as the 2 starting pieces?
I'm going with my guy Battleship. I gotta go with Battleship and Edmonds right now. I gotta go Battleship and Edmonds. I feel like Sidney Brown gonna come and take it. Once he get there, I don't think he's gonna give it up. I think he's gonna play so well. I got really, really high hopes for him. I think when he plays and get in that position, he's gonna take over that spot. But right now, my guy Battleship and Edmonds.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
I think the Eagles like Reed for sure. And I think unless Sidney Brown, but he was a beast. I mean, he led the Big Ten in picks. He's a ball hawk. You know, I think that the Eagles really started liking him because of the Senior Bowl. Because in Illinois, he was playing the box. Like, if you watch his tape in Illinois, he was a box safety. He did a lot of things at the line of scrimmage. And when he was asked about it, he was like, listen, I can only do what my coach is asking me. They wanted me to be a box safety, so I was one of the best box safeties. I was the best box safety in the Big Ten, right?
Right.
But in the Senior Bowl, they asked him to play a little bit of post safety, the roamer, the guy who's floating around, making things happen, the deep ball deflection, stuff like that. And he played it very well. So the Senior Bowl was huge in my eyes of the Eagles saying, this is our guy. You know what I mean? And I'm glad we got him.
I agree, because that's what we need. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're going to ask him to play, because Terrell Edmonds is way better at box safety. You know what I mean? He's not that roaming type of guy. Terrell Edmonds is a guy that he's going to help stop the run. You know what I mean? He's one of those safeties. He's going to get in there. He's going to be physical every down. I can see Sidney Brown being versatile. You know, I seen Sidney Brown with some blitzes off the edge, some highlights and stuff like that I saw some tape. Sidney Brown could do it all from the safety position. He's probably the one true safety in the draft. Now, I was a Brian Branch guy, but Brian Branch is a slot. He's a slot guy for real. Yeah. You know what I mean? Sidney Brown is a safety. He was probably the first true safety taken off the board, and that was one of your guys, right?
Yeah, he was. He was my second rated safety, and you know, I had people tell me they like him a lot, and that's why I really did more research on him. And you know, I was gonna, if I had more time and I didn't get really messed up early in that whole beginning of April stuff, you know what I mean? Try to shut me down. Cause it's rough to hear. Anyways, I wanted to do a comparison video and see what people say in the comment section as it pertains to Brian Branch versus Sidney Brown. But I'm not gonna sit up here and cap. I still like Brian Branch better, but he was my second rated safety for sure. But shout out to Rome Robinson. He dropped a $5 super chat.
Rome, what up?
Say anything. He said he messed up his super chat, but he did comment right. Where was it? I just had it. He said, I messed up my super chat. And then he said, I can't wait till those Kelly Green drop. Hopefully they got the black outline on Swift Zero going to be so tough. Oh, remember, this is the season of Kelly Green.
Right. Bro, I might be buying like 12 jerseys this year, bro. I'm definitely getting the Hurts Kelly Green. You know, this is my thing, man. I really don't buy a lot of jerseys, bro. I just feel like it's just something weird about buying jerseys. I don't buy a lot of jerseys, but I gotta get a BG this year. BG is probably my favorite Eagle, one of my favorite Eagles of all time. I gotta get a Brandon Graham jersey. I gotta get a Hurts jersey. I think I'm gonna get a Nikobe jersey. You know what I mean? I got to be strategic of how I do
Kelly?
An AJ jersey.
Kelly?
I'm getting the Hurts Kelly. I'm getting the BG Kelly. I'm going to get an AJ Black. You know what I mean?
I like the black Johns. Some people hate the black. I like the black jerseys.
No, the black jersey's fire, bro.
Fire.
They fire. Who don't like the black jersey? That's the next best thing since Kelly Green.
Yo, when I be talking about it, people be like, not like, I don't know. Chat, just give a vote real quick.
What's your favorite colorway jersey wise?
Yeah. Now Kelly Green's gonna take a lot, but prior to that, you know, it was the white, the green, the midnight green, and the black. And I was always a black is my favorite. I go black, midnight green, and then white. White is my least.
The white clean though.
It's clean, yeah, for chilling, but like watching,
The white is clean, Mike. The white is clean.
Blue
they all fire. Right. They all fire, bro. They all fire. But the black one is hard, bro. Tailgate, bro. You see how I be at the tailgates, bro. That black one just like you just ready with that black one.
And we don't lose in that jersey. Like when we put that on, we mean business.
It's a funeral. It's funeral attire. You know what I mean? It's funeral attire.
Yeah, I love it. And I don't got no black jerseys though. Like on this new wave of Eagles, I got Slay midnight green. I got Smitty midnight green. I got AJ midnight green. And I got Hurts midnight green. That's the new wave.
All midnight greens right now.
That's because like real talk though, most of them, I would say all but two, my wife gets me. Like she knows I want them and she just gets them. So it's like, all right, I don't gotta get it for me. And she just automatically goes green. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
it just makes sense.
That.
But yeah, man. The Kelly. That's why I came out with these, bro. We about to have Kelly on Kelly, man. I can't wait.
Yeah. Bobby Bobinski with the $5 super chat. Appreciate the love and support. He said, I would love to get Simmons just to hurt that Pee Wee Herman looking Gannon, thinking I hate him more than Jerry Jones right now. Listen, we are closing in on an hour, but I gotta listen. I asked Philly 500 about it. I gotta talk to you about this too now. Like, hold on, let's get this last super chat out of the way. I need you to give me your Jonathan Gannon take on the new stuff that came out about Impact and Vic Fangio and also just how he explained himself about the tampering and stuff. But Carlos said, will it be a throwback Kelly G or a modern updated Kelly G?
That's a good question. We gotta wait and see. We gotta wait and see. Give me the rundown. What all that happened with Jonathan Gannon? Because it's kind of a whirlwind to me. So give me the rundown.
So we got the pick. We switched 90 something to 60, right? The thing what happened is he came out and said yes. He said we all made a mistake. He started to say it wasn't him. He tried to say we as maybe I think he's saying he and the Cardinals, and not really including the Eagles, but he talked about the mistake. He did admit that around the NFC Championship game, maybe a little bit before, maybe a little after, he was already on the phone talking to Arizona. So like that's why I don't understand. He's been spilling nothing but lies every time he talks, because he said, yes, I talked with Arizona before the Super Bowl, right? But then he said, I didn't know Arizona wanted to talk to me until Howie told me you're staying to talk to Arizona. But there were baby reports, not by super credible sources. They said that he was spotted a little giddy after the Super Bowl, a little giddy after getting his butt whooped in the second half. And then you see him giddy. You see that he was talking to Arizona before. Now, look, at the end of the day, whether he had a job or not, these men at this position are competitors. So I do think he still wanted to win, but still hearing that he was giddy, that he admitted he talked to the Cardinals about the job prior to the Super Bowl, and then impacting supposedly the way he went about it, like by swearing that he was going to be an Eagle still, and then eventually leaving when he knew he was the reason why Vic Fangio left. So that I don't know how you feel about Vic Fangio versus Sean Desai, but Fangio took that job with Miami supposedly because Jonathan Gannon said to everybody straight up, like, I'm not leaving. Like maybe he knew there was opportunities for head coach, but he said like he was going to stay here one more year at least with the Eagles, and Vic Fangio left, and then he dipped on us. Anyway, we happy he dipped. But all that being said, possibly could have got Vic Fangio. And how much do you think this man really said in the second half like this? Fuck this.
First of all, I feel like that just swapping third picks wasn't enough compensation.
I said that too. Yeah.
That's number ridiculous. One. That right there should be a first round pick in my opinion, because for you to be taking interviews or whatever you're doing, talking to people, fraternizing, for you to be doing that during preparation for the Super Bowl and the way you stunk it up in the Super Bowl, making no adjustments at all. But in the back of your mind, you know you're getting interviews, you're getting in the good graces with these other teams. You know what I mean? That was kind of disrespectful. Then you get to the Vic Fangio thing. Hell yeah, I would rather have Vic Fangio over Sean Desai, because all of these dudes come from the tree of Vic Fangio. You know what I mean? They might be who they are, but they learned from Vic Fangio. I would like to have Vic Fangio, and then Desai could have came under his mentor. If you have Vic Fangio as a defensive coordinator, you never know who else he brings in the building.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You never know the influence that guy got. So
we probably don't have Matt Patricia in the building, which he's
what I'm saying
around in this mug.
That's what I'm saying, which I think is just as toxic as can be.
Yeah, people that was the only sour thing that we did. I'm like, why, Philly? Why?
I'm still mad. Right. I'm still mad about that. But yeah, I think Jonathan Gannon is low key a slime ball. You know what I mean? I think he's a slime ball, yo. I think he's a slime ball, man. He dogs the Philadelphia media. Oh, you can't make a mistake over there. You know what I mean? He screwed us, bro. He screwed us, bro. That's what it's feeling like to me. You know what I mean? And good riddance to you. Good riddance to you. Kyler Murray trash. We'll see you this season. Good riddance to you.
Yeah. You explained just how I feel about it. Again, that one statement he said where he was saying that media is bad and too hard on him. There were so many lies. Let me just go over that real quick. So he said that he was 9-0 and people wanted him fired, right? There was no time in the season we were 9-0. Remember, we lost to the Commanders at week 8. So at best we were 8-1. So he literally looked in the camera and said, I was 9-0 and they wanted to fire me. First of all, fans were talking about firing. The media never said they wanted him fired. That was wrong. 9-0 was wrong. He said that he led the league by week 9 in sacks. That was wrong.
That was also wrong.
We didn't start leading the league until about 13, 12, 13.
Right.
And like all the little bulletins he said was straight lies. Yo,
but
he's a weasel.
And that's crazy though, because why do you know so much about what the fans doing? You should be coaching, bro. Was you scouring Twitter at 9-0? Supposedly you scouring Twitter? No, bro. You supposed to be coaching, bro. If you know what you got at 8-1 or 9-0, what everybody else got to say don't mean nothing, bro. You 9-0. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying, man. He paid too much attention to what's going on outside the team. But Patrick Mahomes on a damn 3-yard line calling out your whole defense. Hey, zero coverage. And you just sitting there letting Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the game, whip your head back and forth. Man, get him out of here, Mike. Mike, you about to force me to pour my cup up early. I wasn't gonna do this till later. He got to go. I want to talk about that guy. Yeah. I hope we blow them out, yo. I hope we blow them out, man. That's just, man. That was a first round pick, man.
He's coming to Philly too, right? I believe that's a home game, right? The Cardinals.
Oh, we're gonna blow. I'm going to that game. We're gonna blow the Cardinals out.
Yeah. We need to do something like that. Right. Shout out to Green Wingman again with a $5 super chat. Minus Carter, what rookie from the 2023 draft are you looking forward to the most? LB can answer also. Yeah, all of us. Go ahead, LB. Who's your guy besides Carter? I know you're gonna take my guy. I think the guy that I
am going to take Nolan Smith. Why wouldn't I? I got to take Nolan Smith, bro. You and listen. I wasn't high on him how you were. You know what I mean? I didn't see the light, right? I didn't see the light until after we drafted him, and you kept saying, Nolan Smith. Dude is a freak athlete. And I had knocks about his size. I ain't gonna lie. But he bigger than what I thought he was.
You see him? Wait, hold on.
I seen him, bro. He was rocked up a little bit. You know what I mean?
He definitely probably worked out before the press conference. He was like this. He probably hit a couple stats. He wanted to get out there and said, everybody talking about my size. I'm gonna come out there looking swole.
And then I see him on a sled next to Jalen Carter, in the rookie minicamp. I'm like, all right, man, this dude ain't no slouch, bro. So Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, if I can't say Jalen Carter.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if, like you said, look, we want him to rush the passer for sure. Right. But, you're not going to keep a freak athlete on the sideline like that, right? We got Sweat, we got Reddick, we got BG. That's a rotation there. You got guys who can play inside and outside. We got heavy D tackle set, right? Who knows if we're playing 4-3, 3-4, nickel, this and the third, but you got to get him on the field, whether it's weak side linebacker at times to blitz with Reddick on some stunts or I'm not saying drop him back in coverage all the time, but man, if a running back catches the ball on a sweep pass, he's not running away from Nolan. He's not.
No, he's not. He definitely not. I would use him exactly how they use Micah Parsons. Nolan Smith can contain the edge. Nolan Smith can spy quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson. Nolan Smith is that kind of athlete. You know what I mean? His pursuit and his chase from behind, he different, bro. He's really going to unlock what his defense could really be.
And I'm going to say this, and again, I'm not comparing him to Micah Parsons, but he's a piece like Parsons. Before Nolan Smith came to the Eagles, Cowboy fans were saying, they were comparing him to Micah Parsons. Now, they were saying Micah Parsons was more of a higher talented guy at that position who's a secret weapon, a linebacker who can really rush the passer. You want him to play different things, move around your defense. But they were saying, could you imagine having two guys like Micah Parsons? So they were putting him in that category. They trying to exclude him out of it now because he's an Eagle.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they were talking about. But since you took Nolan Smith, I'm going to go with the next guy. I'm interested to see what Tyler Steen does because I do think he can fight. I don't think it's just Cam Jurgens' right guard job anymore. I think it's going to be a nice battle between Steen and Cam Jurgens, both guys selected by Jeff Stoutland. One from Alabama, one who's a Kelsey clone. That's going to be a battle, but I like Sidney Brown. Partly because, like you said, he was the one true safety in this draft that I really liked. Watching the Senior Bowl, and again, I didn't really watch the Senior Bowl, but when he said what he said at the podium, I went back and looked at some of the Senior Bowl stuff that I can get my hands on, and he showed a different level of safety play that I didn't see in his Illinois tape. And again, I think Reed Blankenship, as you call him, Battleship, has the upper hand because the coaching staff knows him. But watch out, bro, because Sidney Brown are going to be on it. He rocking with that 43 that's going to look clean in the backfield.
Right.
I think Sidney Brown is a guy who maybe not week 1, but by week 3, by week 4, he's going to be heavy in the rotation because we do play 3 safety sets a lot, right? Big nickel. But hey, Sidney Brown is a dog. Man, I'm just so excited. I can't wait to see these guys play.
I can't wait. I can't wait either. We got to get with the guys at Philly Sports Trips. We got to see what's going on this year.
Yeah.
Definitely got to see what's going on. But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. I can't wait, man. And shout out to all y'all in the building. I don't know how many people we got in here.
700
definitely
deep.
700 deep. Thank y'all for spending y'all Saturday hour with Goat Talk the podcast. And make sure you tap in, get your Bulldog shirt. Get it. Make sure you tap in, get your hem shirt. Get it from the Print Champs, Hurt Season hats, all of the stuff y'all know us and love us for. Merch-wise is on the Print Champs, man. And shout out to y'all.
Yeah, let's knock these super chats out real quick.
Yes,
Evil
sir.
One with the $5 banger. He said Kelly Green, Black Midnight Green, Color Rush Gray is, hey, listen.
That's fire too, bro. We don't really got an ugly jersey, bro. Right, we don't really got an ugly jersey.
We don't. Like, now back, how did you feel about them yellow and blue ones? Remember that one time we played?
The yellow, it's the Frankfurt yellow jacket colorway.
Well, it was like the baby blue and the yellow. Remember when we had
right.
What was his name? Kevin Curtis and
And D-Jax was in it too, right?
Yeah.
That shit was trash. That one was trash.
That's the one I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, that one was trash.
I hear you on that. Matt G with the $5 super chat. It's a good time to be alive. And Eagle fan right now, salute to you guys. He said it right, man. Listen, the future, the next 4 years. It's May. I don't want to talk about Super Bowls yet, but man, I'm really thinking we're running it back.
In an NFC championship game at the minimum. Back to the championship game at the minimum. The East is the conference. The conference is ours, bro. The conference is ours.
Facts. And once again, as LB was saying, money is nice. Championships are better.
Yes, sir.
Get the hem shirt. This is the gray one up. You got them in different colors too, right?
Yeah, I got black too. I got black in that one.
Facts. And again, he's probably going to have the link in his description or wherever he keeps it. Actually, you can just go into Print Champs and type in Jalen Hurts him, and it'll probably come up the same way you can go on to Print Champs. If you don't got the link is pinned in the comment section. It will be in the description. If you're watching on the rerun, I got it in black, Kelly green, red. I mean, we sold everyone. We sold everyone but white. We got pink ones going out too. Shout out to the ladies who copped the pink, but we got Kelly green as well. Shout out to y'all. That's it.
Yeah.
Go Talk 1 hour and 3. And listen, we gonna get better at making this more of a weekly thing, man. Like, we both got kids and stuff going on, but we definitely, it's a movie every time we get together.
Facts.
I know y'all enjoy it. You know what I mean? So we're gonna try to make this, more consistent, especially during the season when there's real stuff to do. But
right.
Stay as happy as you can in this June, July area where football is like a distant memory. You know what I mean? It gets rougher a little bit.
Exactly. But we always gonna feed the streets, man. Like we said, man. Thank y'all for tapping in, and y'all know the vibes. Be safe.
Facts. One more before we get out of here. Thumbo.
I got Thumbo
with Kelly green logo and number. That would be nice.
A fire combo.
And one more before we get out. All right, we gotta get out of here after this. Come on, yeah, just kidding.
The Phillies Ace 34. Yo, to the best two guys along with Philly 500 Fly Eagles Fly. We could get back with the we could get back and fly and flowers everywhere. Cowboys suck. You know how we do. You already know, bro.
Hey, the best way to end the Eagles show is dissing the team that wants to be like us, the Cowboys.
Right.
So
right,
we
right, right.
out. Peace.